So in this one, if you take a look at what we're going to do, we have a list of first names. We have a list of last names. Maintenance has the nice function of being the person who's going to figure out the time clock, who's going to figure out the security door. And you've maybe got 600 employees and you got to put them in there. Now, one of the problems is Don is not the same as Donald, etc. And so you want to use the exact names. Okay? Their ID badge might have it on there. They're going to scan the ID badge. So we're going to get this list from somewhere. Now what we want to have here is the entire name needs to be there, not first name, last name. So we say, well, boy, I will make this equal to the first name plus the last name. Except, have you ever tried to add letters? What does B plus G equal? Excel's saying, I don't understand. That's not a valid value. You asked me to do addition. I do addition on digits, not on letters. Okay? So this type of stuff is called text or strings. And when we look at a function, I'm just going to hit this little fx. We see there are functions that are text, that are math, that are date. There's different types of functions. Okay? The function we want to look at is a text function, and it's called concatenate. A string is many characters connected together. Tim and then T-Walt, those two connected together. Okay? And in between Tim and T-Walt is a space character. So really there's three groups of strings. The first name, a spacer, and the last name. We don't think of that, we just use it. Okay? So concatenate is this format. Text 1 followed by text 2 and forever. Take a look at the help file and it says, well, you do something like this. Concatenate A1 comma quote space quote. That's if you wanted to embed a space, followed by B1. And what would happen is it would link those two together. So example, Brooke, Trout, Andrus. This is where I decide not to use their demo. So we'll just look at mine. So what I'm going to do is go into this cell, hit a function. There's concatenate. Use that. I prefer not to use the little wizard, so I'm going to do it this way. Now, the very first text I have is this cell, which holds their first name, right? And then I hit the comma, and I like watching under here, watch the bold text. It says now number 2. Very good. I close my parenthesis and put it in. What happened here? Did it work or not? It's close, right? So what I need to do is go up here, and after this comma, I'm going to put quote, space, quote, comma. So there we have cell A2, comma, space, designated by quote, space, quote, and there. Okay? Now what do I have to do for this last name? I'll take input here. Do it backwards. So I'm going to go cell B first, right? Comma, then what? Okay, put some space in there, right? And then the first name. That's almost correct, but what's missing? We usually use a comma in there. So weird, inside this, it's going to be comma space embedded in there. Okay, I could do a separate quotes, comma, quotes, or I can do it this way. Does that look right? Beautiful, because then, now what do? How do we add those to the others? Fill down, anybody know the shortcut? Control D. Sound like the guy in Jeopardy here. Right? Boom. There it's done. Okay? Here I see some names are a little bit off. I just need to change cell width if I want to see them. The second part, it asks me to do a count function. Okay? And then on that one, I simply go equals count, and I select all my names, and it says, well, there's nobody in the list. Okay? This happens when you decide to use a command that you haven't gone to the help function. You don't know what it counts. You just saw it. Okay? And as you look through this, the cell reference value, right? The count function counts the number of cells that contain numbers. Are there any numbers in my list? No, that's why I didn't count it. And then I think they tell you a little bit later to look at another command called count A. So I put count A in there, and now it counts the number of people in the list. Okay. So this is now, before you go on, after you get this done, this is like the grade book that there are 3 different activities, and these yellow boxes tell you what you're supposed to do. Okay? And looks like I didn't make this the right size, because when I click on it, you know, it says do this, then go there. And then there's a thing with now putting in a little bit different order and breaking names apart that are together. At each one of these, there'll be a separate tutorial. This tutorial was just on the first one. Okay. Questions? Okay, that ends this tutorial.